years ago, Jeff talking about in a lecture that he was doing an audition for Avis. They were doing the Avis commercial.
Right.
And he had run his hand along the counter. And the director loved that because it did, it's separation. He was concentrating over here and Walter was talking.
Yeah, exactly.
And those kind of things add so much.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a huge difference because you want to, I mean, in addition to trying to have a different voice for the puppet, I mean, you really want to try to have him really be a different entity too, and that's you got both acting and puppetry coming into that because you really can't have one without the other if you think about it.
I want to thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not ready to fall asleep here.
Was I that
no,
boring?
No. It is right now. It's not. It's just after midnight. Man, I should. But I've operated on like 2 hours of sleep in the last 3 days.
I used to do that. I can't do that anymore.
Well, I'm getting real rapid to the point where I might not be able to.
In the early days, we'd be out in the lobby of the drawbridge with Johnny Marion holding court, like until 5, 6, 7 a.m., and then waking up 2 hours later to do a lecture. And I mean, we were younger then, so the lecture didn't usually suffer too much from it, once you had a little coffee in you. But boy, I couldn't do it now.
Well, real quick, since we're there, the early days of the convention. Any other little stories like that? Because that's gold. Hearing about the drawbridge days. Because nowadays we're here at the Marriott.
Right.
They're not going to. Those people are never going to experience that drawbridge, and it's going to be knocked down. I understand.
Yeah, I just heard that. Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, it was. We're starting to see a little bit more of that flavor coming back to the convention, with people walking around a lot with their puppets. Maybe it's because of the layout of this place, with that great atrium area there. In the early days, of course, there were far few attendees. We had more than 600 people this year. I think at my first convention there was about maybe 150 or 180. That's a pretty significant difference, But they back then there was like a lot of the walking around, puppets talking to each other. It was kind of interesting, and just I think a lot of it had to do with lesser numbers, though, But in those early years, it was not as diverse internationally as it is now. I think Mark said we had how many, like 15 countries?
Oh, we have. I know. I've met people from Brazil, Gibraltar, Australia.
There was one. There was one country that Mark mentioned that we never had anybody from before. It was a Southeast Asian country. It escapes me now, but that was a shocker. Madagascar or somewhere like that. Yeah. But it's really grown into a truly international convention.